Madam Mayor, I'm honoured to be present here today to speak wholeheartedly in favour of the motion to set up a governance review with the ambition of creating a Windsor Town Council. Now, this campaign was led by a steering group of local residents from across the whole town, from the town centre to the ancient boroughs of Cllr, Dedworth and Spittal, all united by a common ambition to bring more localised representation to our historic town. Now, town or parish councils are a tier of local government that are closest to the electorate, the people we represent. In total, there are some 10,000 parish or town councils in England alone. Windsor has a proud history of local representation since 1172, when a council was formed to discuss matters arising between the town and the Crown. And this representative body stood in various forms until the Local Government Act of 1972. This Act replaced Cookham Rural District Council, Eton Urban District Council, Eton Rural District Council, Maidenhead Borough Council, New Windsor Borough Council and Windsor Rural District Council. Today, of the many towns in RBWM, now only central Maidenhead and the whole of Windsor are left without town or parish representation. We must address this inequality of democracy. Now, the powers of parish and town councils are generally concurrent with those of the primary council, in this case RBWM, though most lack the capacity to undertake the provision of public services and therefore concern themselves with local, environmental, community and amenity issues. In 2018, the National Association of Local Councils submitted a report entitled Points of Light, which, should this motion be successful, I suggest that all members of the Government's Review Committee familiarise themselves with it, as it highlights the work parish and town councils have undertaken. There are some 270 more parish and town councils than in 2005, supported by the current Conservative government and preceding coalition and Labour governments, including town councils established in Weymouth and in Christchurch in 2019. Now, the coalition government's consultation paper said, "We believe localism is best achieved when it is led by local communities themselves. We see town and parish councils as playing a vital role in helping local people make this happen." The challenge, of course, when discussing the new council is the issue of funding. As we know that there are 32,000 residents in Windsor, each paying a levy called a parish precept, despite having no such representation of where this money is spent. The current levy is on average £36 a year for a Band D property, which amounts to about £650,000, which should be earmarked for this town. However, it goes into a central pot with no tracking of how this money is spent, and I mean for the whole council. Then, of course, there's also the extra income, often in hundreds of thousands of pounds by way of Section 106 and community infrastructure levy contributions from building developments in the town, which should be spent in Windsor, but which are lost to our non-parished areas. Of course, when setting up a town council, there are running costs such as the provision of a town clerk and other operational costs, and these need to be mitigated against the income streams to ensure that the viability of the project. Now, the proposed Governance Review Committee should liaise with the Windsor Town Council Steering Group to understand in more detail their plans for generating increased revenue streams through the formation of a town guild to run alongside the town council, generating funds for local charities in addition to supporting the local ambitions of residents and businesses. The aims of the Windsor Town Council are to dovetail alongside RBWM to relieve the burden of the primary authority and to provide services and representation to support local people. In all of this, the Governance Review Committee will play an integral role in ensuring that the outcomes benefit residents across the borough, not just in Windsor. Therefore, here are some areas that I think they should consider. 1. They should familiarise themselves with the national guidance so they can engage with the principal authority with an understanding of the process it must follow and the criteria that should inform its decisions. 2. To reciprocate a working relationship with all impacted councillors during the review. 3. To produce a definitive list of groups to be consulted from across Windsor, including neighbourhood planning, residents' associations, the Chamber of Commerce, historical societies, cultural and religious groups, supporting organisations and charitable groups, to name just a few. 4. To involve the National Association of Local Councils and the County Association of Local Councils for advice and guidance in the process. This might also support any arising, persisting boundary issues, such as the claim by the residents west of Ruddles Way and Tinkers Lane, who are currently, oddly, in the Bray parish and may wish to be considered as part of the Windsor Town Council area. And 6, to consider a shadow town council group to be formed ahead of elections to enable early elections with a shortened term to allow for a bedding down process. In 1972, the new arrangements were implemented a year ahead of the implementation. To conclude, therefore, we have an opportunity here to really engage the local community, and if I might paraphrase Bob Neal, MP for Bromley and Chislehurst, there is a real opportunity for residents and councillors to have a far more fulfilling, rewarding roles, exercising genuine choice and power, changing the face of neighbourhoods and making a difference to people's lives. This sets the scene for the most radical shake-up of power there has been for a generation. Be as ambitious as you can. Be as radical as you can. Be as bold as you want. From now on, accountability is to the people. I therefore support the motion and urge all of you with local democracy at the heart of your work to follow suit and bring accountability back to the people. Thank you.